friends. Welcome back to another episode of Real Housewives of Moto. I have Toolman Dan here for another Ruts and Rumbles edition, and it's episode 20, which to me is a Cowie rider. It is Brock Tickle in my heart. It's 20. I mean, I get it, Pierce the Veil Brown, but like we love Mr. Brock Tickle. How do we feel about Tickle?
Nah, 20's always Tickle. 20's always Tickle. Like Chad will always be 22.
Yep. Yeah, I think so too. Yep. I am a big fan of Brock Tickle for a number of reasons. Not so secretly his stunning good looks, but I remember following when him and his ex-wife Jess. Side note, her name was Jess Tickle. Like that is brutal. Like I would have stayed with my maiden names. Anyhow, she was BFFs with Brittany Chisholm. Which side note, Brittany Chisholm popped her boob, her implant. And second thought on that, where's Kyle Chisholm? I feel like Kyle, where in the world is Kyle Chisholm?
Hold on. But I pop her boob. Did she disclose how her boob popped? Because I gotta know this.
Yes, she's breastfeeding and her youngest like karate chopped her right in the boob. And so solidarity, because all those breastfeeding moms, we know like our kids are hellions, So just another day in the life of Brittany Chisholm. I love it. But there's also, speaking of more boobs, Jess went viral for a video. I'm sure you've seen it, where she's at the top of the Empire State Building and the shirt blows up and it's just boobs.
Yep.
Everybody's seen it. So God bless Jess Tickle, which is not even her name anymore. I don't know what it is. She's married to some football player from Michigan now, and they have a giant baby. So anywho, we're in episode 20. We got some fun stuff to talk about today. But I'm gonna start our chat with things that are not fun that I'm a little bit ragey about. And that is people reselling Haiden Zing merch. Not even reselling, creating their own merch on Etsy, on janky resellers. And the Zing family has launched a landing page, az39forever.com. We will link it and everything, all the things. I ordered stickers, my own money. I'm so excited. They're so cute. But there are literally people out here profiting off the death of a 16-year-old kid. And I want to rage out. Like, what the hell, people?
It's just disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. Yeah, like you said, AZ39 Forever is the only site to buy merchandise, people. That is the only site. Do not fall for the TikTok. I've seen them on TikTok shop already.
Yep.
Etsy, they're like all over the place.
There's a special level in hell for those people.
Yeah. Even, I mean, and here's the thing, they're cheaper, right? They're what, this is what I don't like, Allie. Okay. But I get it. I'm just talking in general. I'm not talking specifically about the Haiden Zing merch, because I will gladly pay, $30-$40 for a t-shirt.
Absolutely.
Family and the cause and everything else. Zero problems with that. But in general, like, and I know everything has gone up the last, 4 or 5 years. Like, I get it, right? But the prices on like t-shirts and merch and stuff is like out of control.
Yeah. So
I just want to throw that out there, but
no, it's true. That's why we don't have merch yet.
Don't fall for the I can get an Haiden Zing t-shirt for $20 on TikTok shop or whatever. No, az39forever.com is the only place that you should be spending your money, period.
Yep. Period with a T.
I spent $80.
Good on you. I love that. See, and that benefits the family, and all of the like tributes are there. There's a message from his dad that was really sweet. So I'm like, I really want to rage out when I think about people like profiting off this. Like, it's disgusting. You should be ashamed of yourself.
You know what I love too is, I don't know if everybody read Bob's message that he put out there. It was very heartfelt. I can't even imagine what he is going through as a father. The whole family, I can't even imagine it. Right. But the fact that they do not want donations, they do not want to fund me, because that goes against their family values. There's something, Allie, that the society is missing today, and that's values. And it's for him to come out and say that they didn't want that because it went against their values, I thought was that right there alone, Allie, tells you what kind of people they are.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought that was incredible. Like I'd seen a few GoFundMes like around, like I'd seen chatter, but then I excuse me, I couldn't find a link, and I was like, this seems so sketchy. And so even the fact that they had to like clarify that in the launch of this website was so sad. If there are GoFundMe's that people have put out like in their name, like maybe we can use that money for good. Like let's train up flaggers. We don't need to go down that rabbit hole. But yeah, I can't even believe that like he had to include that in his statement. That it's just like, come on, people, come on. But anywho, we're going to talk about things that are less triggering, just maybe slightly. And maybe if you're a Deegan fan, maybe this will be triggering because we're going to talk about Jet first, and then we're going to talk about Deegan. But Jet and this weekend and aura farming, your girl and Toolman Dan are not spring chickens. So we had no idea what the hell this meant.
I had
And I'm not
no
even going to
clue.
pretend to.
I mean, you do now, right?
I do now. No, literally in the moment. Like I was posting like while watching the race, and I was watching him and I just like giggled at it. I was like, what is he doing? Like he's so silly. And like I love silly Jet. And then like immediately like was schooled and got on Urban Dictionary, and I was like, oh, okay, this is like a whole thing. And then people were like, oh, it's a rowing thing, which I was like, what, side note? Like it's not a rowing thing. Like if there's a crossover between moto and rowing, I'm there. So dragon boating, a little bit different. But now that like I don't know if you saw this morning, like they released like a little vlog or whatever, and him and Jacob were actually like practicing like the dance and everything. And I'm like, oh, this was like a whole thing. So I'm here for it. I don't know. Like, what did you think when you first saw it?
I mean, I thought it was just like a little celebration that he did, like because again, I had no clue like this was a thing. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so I thought it was like, okay, cool. He's doing a little dance, right on. I loved it because it like showed personality. Like we want
Yep.
personality. So, but then when I got on TikTok and I saw like what the aura farming really is, which to save the listeners some time, it's
Oh, thank
basically
you.
was developed in Indonesia, and it's a yearly festival that they do. It's like it is a rowing thing, Allie, not your type of rowing thing, but it is a technically a rowing. And the kids that dance on the front of these boats, they do these dances. They're blessed by an elder, and with holy water or whatever, and they go out and they stand on the front of this boat and they like motivate the rest of their team to paddle faster to win. But then they do these crazy
Hmm.
dances and stuff. I don't know. I don't know if you've seen it though, but like everybody is doing aura farming now. It's like
It's everywhere.
everywhere. So, but yeah.
Good for him. Good for
Good
him
for him.
for being relevant and tapping into it. I mean, there was F1 references to aura farming. I mean,
Oh, really?
it's oh yeah, I think it was Oscar. I think Oscar Piastri don't quote me on this, but someone last weekend at Silverstone was doing aura farming
Huh.
stuff. So, you know, I'm here for it. I'm here for anything outside the sport that makes me go like, what the heck was that? So,
Now there's
we're good.
different aura farming dances. So will Jet change it up next week?
I don't know. What I mean, are we farming different things now? What? Like I don't even like what are we I don't even feel like I'm speaking English anymore.
Different
Like
auras. I don't know.
oh, I can't.
Hey,
But
real quick too, before I forget,
mhm.
I caught some slack this weekend, Allie,
About what?
at the track.
Uh-oh.
Guys are not stoked that I am part of the Real Housewives of Moto. They said that I have
Get
lost
out of here.
my man card. Yeah. Said that I've lost my man card and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, no. I was like, you guys don't even know. I defended you 100%. Actually, nobody has anything against you. It was all me. But I'm like, I'm doing this because Allie is my friend, and
Oh.
we had this idea, and this is just the platform that we're launching it on. Like,
Mhm.
relax.
Yeah. Well, you have gotten no negative press from my roomies, so I just think that your friends just need to come chat, and we need to have a little chat, you know? So, send them on over
I'll
here.
send them your way, Allie. Send them your way.
I'll convert all of them to roomies. I'm gonna convert Hayden Deegan to roomies. I posted that in my stories. We'll get there. We'll get there.
Oh, I can't wait.
We'll get there.
That's what I'm here for
We're
today.
I know. We're just bearing the lead with this one, but we're gonna get through a couple other 450 things before we talk about that thing. Um, Eli this weekend, the mechanical broke my heart. Might have cried a little bit, but like his like slow walk back, like he didn't throw down the bike. He accepted a water bottle from a fan, and it was just like so classy. Like, do you expect anything less from Eli at this point? But I was just like gutted for him because that's the final a mechanical DNF, like final nail in the coffin. Like there is no coming back from it. So I was just kind of like, that was it. That was it. So I don't know. Did you feel that way when you're watching it?
I did, but you know what my first reaction was, right?
What?
my first reaction was all of you in 2018 when you guys were blaming Kawasaki for the engine going up and the clutch issues and everything can just go F off right now. That was my first thought. But yeah,
Mm,
no, it sucked to see that. It's um obviously technical. They had a mechanical issue.
mhm,
Cooper had kind of the same issue. They changed engine in Justin Cooper's bike, Cooper Webb's bike, and Tomac's obviously for the second motos. And yeah, there's a lot of people blaming the engine builders, which
mhm. I hate that.
I hate that too. But they do get bad parts, like bad batches of parts. So it could have been something bad, hardware wise that they got, not necessarily the engine guys, fault. So
Yeah.
just backing up the engine guys. I mean, hey, you never
Yeah.
know.
No, I
He
hear you.
he could have showed up to work drunk and put the engines together drunk. We don't know,
That's
but
terrifying.
it's but it's not.
I have heard worse. I
Oh
have
yeah,
heard worse about mechanics showing up to build rocket ships and not being in their clear state of mind. We'll put it that way.
yeah. So,
That's
but
some brap yap for you. We don't want to go. We don't want to go down that rabbit hole. But yeah, okay. So going back to the bikes though. So we had the mechanicals in at Thunder Valley, which like I'll give them a pass on that because we're at altitude, things are weird. But like the Yamaha has struggled. Like someone else had said in my DMs, they said like one of the Bar X Yamahas had issues. So it's not just a star thing. Like Yamaha's got some funky things going on. So I hate that it hit Eli. I mean, not that I wouldn't have wanted to hit anybody else, but I think, like Cooper, like he's a little bit further down the points. Now he's out until SMX. So glad he's telling us he's aiming to come back for SMX. But yeah, I just kind of wonder what that is. Like what's going on with the Yamahas. But to your point, yeah, it could just be like one weird part, right?
well, the production Yamahas, the new production Yamahas are, they're just not the same as they were. I don't know if they're. I'm not a Yamaha guy, so I
No way.
did have a Yamaha 250 for a very very short time, and I was not impressed with it, and I sold it. Yeah,
Hmm.
I bought one because everybody talks about how good the Yamaha 250 is, and mine had a GYTR head, piston, ECU, like pipe. I mean, it wasn't a stock Yamaha, and I still was not impressed with it. But I
Hmm.
don't know. I can't. That was a 2024, so that was the new generation. I had never ridden the old generation, but everybody says that the new generation is not as good. Now, with that being said, I think we've talked about this before. These motorcycles production are not even remotely the same as they are at the factory level, right?
Right.
Or these even the satellite teams. But yeah, I don't know because really like the engines haven't changed that much. There's been some like airbox changes and whatnot. The 250 they did make a slight production engine change. Um,
Hmm.
to prolong the life of them for a consumer. But again, Star has something completely different. So I don't know. I mean, I would lead. I would probably say that there's some bad parts out there.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, I mean, and who's riding a bike harder than Eli Tomac?
Well,
Like,
that's just it.
if you want to,
Everybody kind of complained that the track was ripped extremely deep, which
it annihilated some knees. Like there was lots of knee injuries coming out of Redbud, which is unfortunate.
well, and again, I don't know why they do this, right? We've had tracks this year that have been hard pack or more hard pack, and the racing has been so much better, right?
Yep.
Um, so and Redbud is Redbud's always kind of soft, right? But they brought
Hmm.
in more sand and stuff this year, and I don't really think that's necessary. And I know we're kind of diverting here, but I want to talk about the track a little bit. They have to do something about Larocco's leap. The 250s have to be able to jump it, or at least the top guys in the 250 class should be able to jump that. They have
Yeah.
to push that turn back, but that is like the staple of Redbud, right? That is
Hmm.
wants to see people jump Larocco's leap. I thought it was rad that Haiden did it once. That shows you how sketchy it was.
Hmm.
50, but they need to stretch that thing out so the 250 guys can get a run at it to jump that thing.
Yeah. Did they? I'm not someone who is like a savant with moto maps and like knowing what every track is every year, but did they shorten the actual run up to it?
Um, I don't know if they did this year or not.
Yeah.
But I remember in a like if for Redbud or for Does Nations, I think in 18, the turn was way farther down the hill. So you had
Okay, that's what I was thinking was Destinations. I was like, it doesn't look the same in my memory, but also I don't trust my memory because I'm a grandma. We'll come back to that.
so guys could have a bigger run to it. So I don't know. That's just and I didn't find the racing that great, to be quite honest.
Yeah, it was. I mean, also getting spanked by the Australians and a Japanese rider like on America's birthday, like that kind of sucked too. But yeah, it was just one of those races where I was just waiting for someone to like while out and get destroyed. And so I'm glad that that didn't happen. But the number of injuries, like small injuries, but not career, season ending injuries, were aplenty. And so I'm like, can we not talk about how we're prepping these tracks? And like even Steve, he was talking about on Pulp on Monday, like he was up at the Canadian races and obviously we know those are different and the riders aren't going as fast except for Phil. But he's like, they're not anywhere near destroyed like the pro nationals in the States are. So I'm like, what are we doing, guys?
I
So
think Dylan Wright was on too on Monday night. I caught a small portion of that interview, and that's what Dylan was saying. I think it was Dylan and Phil were both on at the same time, but I think I could be wrong.
yeah.
But Dylan was saying that the tracks in America are so different than they are in Canada, and that's why some of the Canadian guys struggle when they come here because they don't know how to set up a bike for the tracks that we have. So. And I think some of those Canadians are like Dylan Wright. That guy's really good. He's very underrated when he comes here. I think it really boils down to just a bike thing. I think he's got the speed, but they don't have the ability to dial on the bike because they don't have tracks like that up there. So
Yeah. No, I think it's the same thing with any riders going to any other, circuit, like the GPs coming here in Canada and things like that. Like we just downplay like how much of communication issues, and I don't mean like English communication issues. Like let's talk about Prado. Let's transition to Prado. He's saying, Chad's helping him communicate what the bike is doing better to Cowie, and I think there's just so many differences in the way we communicate and the way we talk about bike setup and the way we talk about tracks, that coming from another country, another continent, like I don't think we're giving the riders enough credit there. I think it's just like, oh, he looks like crap, we're out. So let's change and talk about little Prado, because I thought we got George and then we got Prado back, and then so we're here. I'm not pressing the panic button again. I'm still not. I do love that he had his hat on backwards, and I do love that Big Lou acknowledged it and was like, conspiracy theories, like the hat is backwards in solidarity with Chase. I'm so here for it. But our boy Prado looked better this weekend. Were you happy about that?
he looked better, but
That sounded very very convincing.
I just don't see like the fight. You know what I mean? Like I just don't see like the fight. And that's what is a little concerning. He can run up front and then he kind of goes backwards. I just don't see like the intensity. And I don't know. I think the bike's better. They've been pretty clear that the engine package is much better. The bike's got power. They're probably they're probably maybe chasing some suspension and chassis things with more power. So I maybe give him another couple rounds, but unless he's just so uncomfortable on the motorcycle, he's not willing to push. And that's why there's no fight there. I don't know. It's a little bit mind boggling, to be honest. I am
Yeah.
still like, I have my fingers on the panic button. Like they're ready to push it.
Yeah. Yeah, I am dancing around it. I think I have like cautious optimism with Chase coming there. Like I can't wait to see what happens with that. Like we think that Jorge is going to stay at club, but like they're going to be on the same team next year. Like Chase is very vocal about what he wants in a bike and what he's chasing, and no pun intended. So I'm not ready to hit the panic button yet. I am encouraged that they found something, this third engine package, apparently third time's a charm. So next year, like when we've got Jorge with a little bit of better setup under his belt, even though I know it's in Moto, so Supercross will be a different thing. I won't be prepared to press it until we see him with Chase on the gate in Supercross after a full year, even though he was injured. I don't know.
Here's what's crazy, Allie, is in Supercross, like he and the bike looked much better. Now outdoors is going to expose you much more. And I don't think also in Supercross, like we didn't have a high expectation of him because he really has not ridden a lot of Supercross, right? So the expectation was a high. We were all super high on him coming outdoors. He's obviously exposing himself a little bit with the bike issues and whatnot. So I think we may see better things in Supercross, maybe the telltale sign will hopefully be like SMX. I mean,
Yeah.
I would love it in these last rounds of the outdoor motocross series that we see something more. But with the SMX tracks being a little bit of a hybrid setup, maybe we'll see something better. But I think the true test, Ali, is going to be outdoors in 2026.
Yeah, I could get behind that theory too. There's just so much stuff that he's battling, and honestly, like a 3-year contract is no joke. So I guess for the sake of Cowie, I want to be like, okay, yeah, next year will be better. It'll be so much better. But yeah, that's a good point. And honestly, like I said it about Cooper Webb, but I'm so encouraged by SMX, like the playoffs, the 3 races, because it is something different to look forward to, and it is a huge payout, and it does have those, double and then triple stacking points. So we're a few years into SMX now, and I think like these are the situations that like we can point to say, hey, look, like Cooper is coming back with his eye on SMX. Jorge has struggled through Supercross and is looking better at motocross. What's he going to look like on a hybrid track? So I get it. It's a ton of races. We could go down that rabbit hole, but like these are all positive things that are coming out of this little 3-race playoff at the end of the year. So I will give credit where credit's due. Good job, SMX, on that respect.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, again, I think Chad, he's coming to a new country, new bike, new team. We've kind of talked about this, right? And I think having somebody like Chad that was in the exact same spot as him at one point, where he can converse with and bounce ideas off, and Chad can kind of
Mhm.
put his arms around him and let him know, hey, dude, everything's going to be okay. I can imagine that Jorge is probably pretty miserable right now because he's
Yeah.
not getting the results that he's expecting to get. He knows that his potential is much better than fifth and sixth place. So
Yep.
got to be frustrating for him there. Again, the whole living in a completely different country, it's just everything is different for him, and to have that person that can again put his arms around him and talk to him, calm him down, bounce ideas off of, I think is awesome. And honestly, I
Yeah.
think for Kawasaki as well. And historically in the past, Cowie has been very strict and stringent on staying within a certain box and not wanting to stray away. And I think somebody like Chad coming in, Chad rode for Factory Kawasaki at one time. So he knows exactly how they are. Times have changed. They have to change with the times. And I think you're seeing that with Kawasaki. They are much more willing to go outside the box and do what they need to do for Jorge, which I think is awesome because they're going to need to do it with Chase as well. So I hope that Chad and Jorge are putting Kawasaki in the right uh, you know, uh, frame of mind moving forward for the future because they're going to need it.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. I mean, it's almost like the storm's coming with Chase, so it's like, what can you do now to protect the house? Like that's
Well, and
just.
you got to think, right? Kawasaki's they know what they're dealing with. They're probably thinking, "Holy shit!" Like we
Mhm.
know how Chase is. Everybody knows how Chase is, and they've got to be a little bit nervous. So I think again, them showing the willingness to do something different is huge.
Yeah. Yeah, I will give him props. I am not jealous of the work that they've got to put in, but they're willing to do it. So here we are. Um, Other things I want to talk about quickly in the 450 class. Did you get to see AP's kind of announcement about like physical health stuff that he's got going on? I always get like PTSD when a rider comes out, and I have bugs in here because I moved some of my plants in here. So if I look like ADD, like I'm swatting bugs away, I actually am. So did you get a chance to watch AP's message about his health?
Yeah. I mean, the signs are kind of there, right? I mean, we've seen it the last few rounds. It's kind of been getting worse and worse. It went from like at Hangtown, Paul in Hangtown, where he could go like, 25, 26 minutes and then start falling off. And
Hmm.
as the rounds have gone on, he starts falling off a little bit sooner, a little bit sooner. And I think I don't know what's wrong with him. I'm not going to speculate. We could speculate all day long, but there's definitely there's definitely some health issue going on, like he alluded to.
Yeah, he was very vague, which I understand. kind of maybe sounds like Epstein-Barr. So like let's go down the rabbit hole if it's Epstein-Barr. Like what does Alden do when one of his athletes has Epstein-Barr, which is arguably brought on by like overtraining or fatigue or other things. I'm not going to say I'm a medical expert, but like what does Alden do when like one of his elite athletes in his care is like run ragged? Like that's got to change things, right? Like you can't just be like, yeah, suck it up and keep going. Like
It
surely.
does. It does change things. And I'm gonna do a shameless plug for Coach Rob. I do the Coach Rob podcast with Coach, and we talk about this quite frequently, right? Because you want to make sure you don't get Epstein-Barr. That is a disease that doesn't ever go away, right? You
Mhm.
always have it, so you're always susceptible for getting it again. But so if you want more information on Epstein-Barr, we talk about a lot on the Coach Rob pod. But the only thing to do is he has to rest. He has to
Yeah.
rest, and he's going to probably have to change his training regimen moving forward if he does have Epstein-Barr, because he will be susceptible to getting it again. So
Sucks. It
it does
sucks.
suck, but this is I don't want to say Alden is, but these big trainers, man, they don't give their guys at times the adequate rest and recovery that they need. And a lot
Yeah.
of these guys are overtraining. They get diseased and they're done. I mean,
Diseased. I like how you said they get diseased. You're
well,
not
it's true.
wrong.
It's a chronic disease.
Yeah.
So
God sucks because AP, I mean, he was really on one this year and like came back from after really struggling in Supercross and like has really been up there in outdoors. So like I just hate it for him. But yeah, I mean, even if there is like agreed upon rest, I don't even know what that looks like. Like, do you rest up enough for SMX? Like I just don't know. I'm sad for him. I appreciated the transparency. I think oftentimes, more often than not, riders are gonna they're going to have injuries, they're going to have illnesses, and they're going to try to hide it because they don't want it being, preyed upon or used against them. So anytime we get transparency, I'm here for it, but this was one that I was just like, damn. Damn, this sucks.
I know it sucks, but I think, again, I think we saw the writing on the wall, just
Yeah.
by his performance and results, which sucks because honestly, I thought that he would at least get a moto win this year.
I did too. I did too.
I really did. I thought he was in a position, come off a really good Supercross season, and I thought he was in a great position to get his first moto win, and we're not going to see that.
Yeah. I'm really curious to know what they do in the offseason with him because, he signed another 2-year contract, which is, I was so happy. I would have been happy with a 1 year, but like a 2-year, I'm extra happy because I love AP. I love Kendall. I want them to like just be still for a second because I feel like they've moved all over the country. So it'll be interesting to see what they do in the offseason. Like, can he really like dial it back and take care of himself and heal and all the things? So that's one family and rider that I'm just like, oh, I just like for your sake, I want like the most longevity possible, like the most healthy longevity possible. So,
Well, and honestly, for KTM, right? AP is a
mhm,
great rider. He absolutely can win, but he's the second guy on the team, right? And the value that AP has for KTM is to be present at the races. That
mhm.
that is the value, right? He is a fan favorite. Everybody loves to see AP when he can get on the podium. They absolutely love it. It's good for KTM. So that's where the value is added. So they got to do whatever they need to do to get AP back to the races.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. It's a good point. We said it before in the pod, I think probably with Katie and I, that he's the Danny Ricardo of Moto. Like he is continuing to be more valuable even when he's not racing. So I hope we have AP in some way, shape, or form around the sport for like a really, really long time because he's just a great ambassador for the sport. And like I have friends that found him from NASCAR, like from Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s pod and or junior. I should know which one's which, but people are like, isn't this one of your guys? I was like, yeah, he is one of ours. We do claim him. So
I
that
will
was
tell
cool.
you that, I've met all these guys and been around them at some point, all of them, right? And AP is by far the most genuine person. He is the same exact guy that he is on TV, that if you're having a one-on-one conversation with him, same guy.
I love
That
that. I
that is
love
his
that.
conviction. He is genuine. He's a genuine human being.
Yeah. Oh, that just makes me so happy. I remember telling Tim like years ago, I was like, I feel like if we were like friends with one couple, like one moto couple, it'd be the Plessingers. Plus singer. Kendall said it on In Her Lane. Plus singer, not plus singer. So we're like, we got it. The world will still murder it, but it's okay. And Joe and I, when we went to Anaheim 22, 23, I can't remember which year it was. We were sitting right behind Kendall and the kids, and I was just like, they're so cute. Like, and all of Kendall's like reactions, like I was just like, yeah, you are all of us watching Aaron. So forever big AP fans. I'm so sad.
He's the best. Now,
Let's talk about who's not the best.
The only thing that'll make AP better, Allie,
Yeah.
you know what it is, right?
On a Cowie.
We want him over here on Team Green.
Okay, so let's say
be better.
In 2 years, when Prado's contract is up and he gets his butt back to Europe, you think they should sign AP?
Oh, 100%.
I'm okay with that only if they let him stay put, if they don't make them move across the country with their 3 kids.
I think they let him stay. Yeah, Prado's a freaking club. Be fine.
That's true. Yeah, I love that the teams are getting more flexible and like where their athletes need to be. Like that's so antiquated to me. Like you do not need to micromanage them like that. They don't all need to be in SoCal. Shoot me. So that's okay.
They're better riders when they're not in SoCal.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how anybody does it. Like the driving and everything. Like anytime I'm in Southern California, I'm just like, like, I feel like I can't breathe aside from pollution. I just feel like it's like the walls are caving in. I just can't do it, you know, but then you get out in the mountains and you can still see the ocean. I'm like, oh, okay. I get it. I can see mountains and ocean. I get it. Meanwhile, I live in a cornfield, so I have literally no room to talk. Texas is the worst visually. So anywho, let's talk a little Haiden Deegan. Because I have the best for last. Yes.
Grandma, you got your crochet blanket that you just finished, and
I think I need to make him one now. Like I think I need to like
Do you have your granola bars prepared?
I did. I had my granola this morning. Here's my leftover granola as proof. I had my granola and my crochet, and I was like, they got me pinned. I'm a grandma. I am such a grandma. And I was like, I knew the second that I posted that, I was like, oh, the Deeganites are going to blow up. Like they hate me. They already know I'm here. But then they started tagging Haiden and I'm like, oh boy, like the count is on. Like, so when I saw the first comment, it was like, what did he say? Fave grandma?
Yeah. Fave grandma.
I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to use this for clicks. Like literally in the caption, I'm like, I am using this for clicks. I am riding his rage bait wave. And I'm like, I got questions. Like, please come chat with me. And so, you know, couple other clapbacks in my comments. But what I don't understand and truly I'm fascinated by is how his little army follows him around the internet. Like, literally seconds after him commenting, he has like 6 likes on it that are not my own followers. So I'm like, how are you following him around the interwebs? And like immediately like that, because I know his followers. I know that the Deegans are probably using some kind of social listening software like Talkwalker. We use Talkwalker at work. His fans are not doing that. So I'm like, how are you finding his comments and liking them within 1 millisecond of him posting? I don't get it. Am I crazy?
No, it's like, I don't think it's humanly possible. Although, I mean, he does have a massive fan base, right? But they've got to be using some type of program or AI somehow, some way to direct his people to your algorithm. It's wild. Absolutely wild.
It blows my mind.
But if anybody was to figure something like that out, it would be them. They are the best at marketing. Yeah. Hands down.
No, it's true. It's true. And honestly, like when I sit here and like I look at like, you know, his rage baity stuff, I'm like, it's brilliant. It's brilliant because he just gets to be super cringe and go off. And I said this in one of my reels. I was like, I will say it here first. Look in the camera. I am jealous of Haiden Deegan. Let me tell you this. I have no problem saying it. I would love to be a self-made millionaire that can pop off about whatever I want, have 0 repercussions, and then make bank off of it. Like, yeah, I would love that. I am jealous of Haiden Deegan. I have no problem saying that. Like none.
Did you see the one where he made the video saying that people were giving him shit about, you know, being born rich into a rich family and this and that, whatever. And he was going to go crawl back in his mom's stomach. And
yes.
he wants to come out poor. And oh my God, dude, it was hilarious. And here's the thing, right? Do you think that, I mean, his videos lately are super cringy. They're
very cringy.
In fact, sometimes I'm watching him. I'm like, man, like he's like disturbed. Like it's just not like
it's the eyes.
Right. Yeah. It's like, he's not in the right state of mind. Right. That's the feeling that I get. Right. But it doesn't make me like or hate him any worse than I did freaking 3 months ago.
It's true.
Like, I
It's
think
true.
if you're a Deegan fan, you're a Deegan fan. You're going to accept him. I'm a Deegan fan. I like the kid, but watching his videos, I scratch my head, but it doesn't change the way I feel about him. And honestly, we need that. We need that in the sport. How many
That's what
people,
I come back to.
how
That's what
many
I come back
people
to.
do you think, because he is not targeting motocross people on his TikTok. He is
Mm-mm.
targeting a much broader crowd.
Mm-hmm.
When those other people that are not motocross fans click on his profile to see who the hell is this kid? Like, where did he come? Who is it? And all of a sudden you find out he's a motocross. So it's, you want to bring new people into the sport. He is doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, he gives 0 Fs, so I will give him that. I got into it with him because I was like, well, my exact words were, I didn't have Haiden Deegan playing dress up with a pew pew on my 2025 bingo card. Also, I said pew pew because I don't want to get shadow banned for saying the word gun. And we're not going to make this political, but we were talking about this before we started recording. I have no problem with guns. Also, we're gonna show this real quick. This is my concealed handguns license in the state of Texas, which also doesn't mean shit in the state of Texas because open carry is everywhere. But I'm a law-abiding citizen who has a concealed handguns license and has more guns in her house than people. So I'm good with guns. Not okay with the weird dress up that you're doing. Also, in the state of Florida, where Haiden resides, he is 19 and he cannot legally own that handgun. He can legally own the long barrel that he also posted, but because he is 19, he cannot legally own that gun. So he's playing dress up with daddy's gun. Like, that's even weirder to me. So I just don't get it. I don't think showing off guns is cute. I think having respect for guns is cute. And I mean, his fans just took it so political so fast. I was just like, this, I'm not about it. So that was not at all about guns. Like, if you want my gun rant, here it is. It's just about Haiden and the little eyes that are on him. Like, a lot of my followers are Moto moms. Shout out Dirt Dreams with Michaela on the bike. And their kids love Haiden and they look up to him and they worship him. And like, I mean, rightfully so for his bike skills. Like, I'm with you. We need him in the sport. Like, I had people that were like, serves him right. I hope his leg is broken. I'm like, no. I don't want Haiden to be gone. Like, give us all the cringy TikToks and be fast as you know what on the track. Like, we need that. And we need someone next year to go against Jet. Otherwise, we are going to get Mr. Boring Jet forever. We need someone to be the Brian to the Travis. We just happen to be, he created him. So yeah, I think it's really hard for Deegan fans to hold both of those things true. That I can be like, I think he's cringy AF on TikTok, but I love watching him ride. I know that's so hard to comprehend, but like, you can do it. You can do it. I have faith in you guys. So the sport needs Haiden.
Here's the
Absolutely.
thing,
But
like, he backs it up. Like, he can talk
he
shit,
does.
he backs it up. And so you got to respect that no matter if you like it or not. He backs it up, and we do need him forever, as long as we possibly can, because him and Jet are polar opposite, but yet kind of the same a little bit, right? So
Yeah, two edges of the same coin, two
yeah.
faces of the same coin. I don't know.
So it's going to be interesting to see what plays out. Did you see that in one of his videos, he alluded to the 450 class in 2027?
I did hear that, and I wanted to pretend that I didn't hear that because I just like, why? Why would we have to wait a whole nother year? Like, I'm thinking this is my conspiracy theory, my tinfoil hat. So he races 450 next summer outdoors, but I think that we're going to see him. Maybe I'm just manifesting it. Maybe I just want to, but I want to see him race 450s on the opposite coast next year, like in 2026. Like, if he races West Coast, which we can only assume he will, put him on a 450 for some East Coast rounds, which would include Daytona. So I'm like, why are we talking 2027? Like, shut up. No, we need to talk next year. Like, we need to talk January 2026. I don't want to think about that.
We'll see. I don't think there's a reason to wait till 27. Like, man, you're talking a lot of mess to the current champion, SMX champion, not outdoor champion, and in Jet. Like, you're talking pretty heavy directing to Jet. It's time to go toe to toe.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so here for it. I'll tell you, the only thing that I'm worried about for both of them is both of them they're competitors. I mean, they are gnarly competitors. They would not be where they were at if they weren't. I'm worried about, and honestly, I'm more worried about Haiden doing this, is like pushing that limit to prove a point, almost like what Chase did at Arlington with Cooper, like that third moto where like he just wanted to prove a point, like to win at all costs. And that's my concern, is that both of them pushing each other so hard and the other one wanting to like chest beat, that they really hurt themselves. Like I have complete faith in both of their skills on a bike, but that's what scares me about next year. Call me soft, call that my mama heart, call me a pessimist, I don't know, but like the heat right now, and they're not even on the track at the same time, I'm just like, whoo, this is gonna be wild when they're on the track at the same time. Like this is
It
nuts.
is.
So
It's gonna be kind of weird because he has matured a little bit on the 250. Like for instance, at Redbud, the first moto, he could have easily overridden that bike and probably blown it up. He was aware that there was an issue and backed down to just finish. So that was admirable, I thought. I think that
yeah,
Haiden Deegan a year ago, we would have seen a blown up engine. So, but does he revert when he goes back to the 450 or goes up to the 450 class because he wants to prove a point? Like in the 450 class, you have to be mature, you have to be patient. And I will tell you, those guys are not, they're different. It's a different breed and they're not going to put up with that shit.
so
So
true.
it's going to be interesting to see you know, the guys like even like Jason Anderson, right?
That was immediately who I thought about.
Bam Bam. They're not going to put up with Haiden Deegan. And it's almost going to be like, you know, kind of like they were with Jet a little bit. They also want to prove a point. They don't want this new kid coming in, you know, waxing them. But Jet wasn't really mouthy, right?
Yeah.
Hayden's
No, he was like silent when he came up. 2022 or 23 and 24, like that's when they went like radio silent.
And I don't think the 450 class likes the mouthiness too much because there's really not there's not one in that class. It's not them. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be crazy. I'm here for it. I am here for it. I can't wait.
Oh, me too. We were talking about this in my DMs this week. You know, my girls, and they're like, somebody said this is the one time I wish Weston Pike was back. And I'm like, heard that. I would love for Deegan to have to go through the freaking Viking that Weston Pike was. So geez, that would have been the best.
Here's the other
R.I.P.
thought though.
Weston Pike's career. What?
Dude, I think he gets on a 450 and I think he runs at the front. I just with Jet. I think he is going to be the second best guy in the class pretty much right away. So
second best? I'm gonna struggle with that one. I think he's gonna be up there, but I don't know about second.
He's gonna be in that 2, 3, 4 for sure.
Yeah.
Like,
I think he's definitely gonna be competitive. You know, and the thing about the mouthy thing in the 450 class is like you just don't need it, you know? Like there's so many champions and too many arguably at this point. But like just shut up and let your skills on the track do it, you know? Like I think the mouthiness, especially for people like Cooper Webb, like that just feeds the fire. So like by all means, keep chirping.
Yeah. But what I was going to say is, you know, they're going to have to find some speed. The rest of the 450 class is going to have to find some speed to keep up with him and Jet, right? So sure, he can continue running his mouth because they're going to need to catch him first, and that's going to be an issue.
That's true. Yep. Yeah, I could see a Jet Hunter Chase, depending on how he feels on the bike, Deegan 4 ways. Like I'm so here for that. I'm so here for that. Like this. I mean, we've had a good run. I mean, we had the Ryans, like my first love. But like this is it. This is where I want to talk about. Like we're gonna have title contenders like 15 seats deep next year. I mean, we do right now, but when Haiden moves up, it's a whole new ball game. Like if he doesn't get a good start and he has to make his way through Ando, I mean, just Ando alone, Barsha, Malcolm. I mean, it's going to be chaos and I am so here for it. So yeah, we're just waiting right now.
Yep. Let's do it.
Let's do it, man. All right. Other things around Moto. Dan, you're going to kill me for bringing this up again. Our friend Ayahuasca has been talked about in the sport again.
We have to talk about this.
Duh, we do. So our friends over at 23 Media were talking about ayahuasca in the sport, and they did not mention our boy AC. But Dan, I think we've talked about this on here, but Dan, you attempted to ask AC in 23 about his ayahuasca journey, and like homeboy did not want to talk about it, which I understand. It's a very personal thing. It's a very gross thing. There's a lot of pooping and vomiting involved, but like I'm a little woo-woo. Everybody here knows I'm a little woo-woo. I'm so here for it. Like, if you need to go throw up in a bucket in the Amazon rainforest to get your mind right, go do it, you know? Like, maybe we need to send Chase on an ayahuasca ceremony. Like, it's not the worst thing in the world.
I mean, would you ever do it?
Hell no. Hell
No, me
no.
neither.
But I'll tell you why. I won't do it because I don't do throw up. I don't do vomit. Like, it's just my thing. I cannot do it. My kids get sick. They know to go to dad. Like Ando, he's a on the line. Zacho too. What's it with the O? Zacho and Ando. They're both pukers on the gate. Like, I can't do it. But other than that, maybe. I mean, if I was in AC's position where he was coming back and he was still having the elbow injuries and they were doing stem cell and he's still numb, and I mean, just to get your mind right, like, yeah, I'd do it, but not communally having diarrhea and vomiting into a bucket. Hell no. There ain't enough money in the world. Like, that
I
sounds
don't think you really
terrible.
realize or care that you're doing it, though.
No, that's true. That's true. I do not think you're on this planet.
There's no way I could do it. I just don't. I mean, I don't know. I've never done it, so I can't really
Ugh.
speak to it. But I can't imagine like going and doing that and then coming back and having a different mindset.
Yeah.
But
Well, I
again,
mean, Aaron Rodgers did
I
it.
don't
Like,
know.
AC said somewhere that, like, no, it wasn't AC. It wasn't AC. I'll stop. But somebody was saying that they were like going on an ayahuasca journey and like Aaron Rodgers' camp was like coming out of the jungle. Gosh, who was that? It wasn't AC. It was not AC. I would love to talk to AC about that because he is so well spoken. I mean, yes, you and I are huge AC fans, like, period. But he's so well spoken and he's just had to battle some like real demons in his career. And so that one I'm just fascinated by. And we are blessed to still have AC. Like, Race Day Live, he's got a clear path to the booth. Like, we're in good standings with AC. So good on you.
Yep, love AC.
Love him. Other things around the sport this week. We got Cole Davies back on a bike. I am so excited about that because holy crap, we need somebody to run with Deegan right now. I know it's not going to happen. He's probably not even coming back for SMX. I'm not pushing it, but like, if we're saying Deegan 250 all of next year, we need Cole. So, are you obsessed with Cole as I am?
Oh, yeah, I love the kid. I mean, I was a little bitter at him when he left Gas and kind of left Daniel.
That one hurt.
That one kind of hurt, but I get it, dude. I mean, hey, he made the right move at the right time with the whole KTM group stuff going on. So, yeah, he's a good kid. He's goofy. Like, I love the goofiness. And
I like his humor.
I think technically at Supercross, I think he's better than Deacon even.
Hot take. Yeah, I mean, he did beat him. I mean, straight up. So call a spade a spade.
Yep. I think technically, speed wise, it's Supercross. He's better than Haiden. I think him being a rookie last year, made some mistakes and stuff that he'll clean up this year, but I think that's for sure. I don't think that they'll put Deegan and Davies on the same coast.
No, they'd be stupid too.
I could almost stamp Davies to be the Supercross champ on whatever coast he rides.
Man, which is probably why Cowie's looking at Levi to be like, here's your 2-year extension because next year it's just going to be stars as far as the eye can see. So let's look at Kitchen for 2027. Yeah. Cole Davies also hard launched a girlfriend recently. He's dating the niece of Brandon at club, something like that. Somebody in the industry, which I'm like, good on you, Cole. Good on you. Pulling chicks and you don't even have a driver's license. Like, I'm so proud.
It's pretty good.
It was adorable. Malcolm Stewart also shared he's got a new lady and she real cute. So I'm like, I'm so up in my feels about like riders and girls. And I don't know. I was thinking about I think we talked about this, but Kendall's interview about AP and like Bobby telling Aaron that like Aaron does better when Kendall's at the races. Like, I'm so up in my feels about healthy relationships, like, God forbid. So, you know, the little things in life. Healthy interpersonal relationships. Gold
I'm
star.
going to leave that up to you, Allie, because I might lose my man card if I comment on this. So,
you know what? That's okay. That's okay, Dan. We're just happy to have you here. So, this has been so fun, though. I really enjoy these, and there's things that you know about bikes that I will never know, that I will never understand, and I ask you stupid questions all the time. And I just think that at least my listeners, we love a male moto fan who doesn't condescend us, who doesn't assume that we just follow the sport and we just follow Jet or Haiden, or we don't know what we're talking about, or. So you've got fans in the Rummies for sure.
You know how I think I might have told you this last week or the last episode we did. Whoever that D-bag was that made a comment to you, you posted, I want to fight these
There's
guys.
too many.
I
There's too
literally
many.
because I'm like so protective of my friends, especially my female friends. I want to fight these people. I'm like, dude, you're such an idiot. Like you're an
Mm-hmm.
idiot. You're taking the time to comment on this lady that's just trying to provide information and content to other ladies in the
Mm-hmm.
world. Like, dude, go fly a kite, go smoke some more weed or something, you know? Like, it's
Yeah,
really,
it is. It's mind-blowing, and not to give the Deeganite army any more clout, but the fact that they comment like 3, 4, 5 times on the same reel just shows me that you do not understand how the algorithm works. Like, I'm like, you hate me and you comment 5 times on the same post and you wonder why I'm still in your newsfeed? Like, what? Are you stupid? Oh, here's my favorite though. I did share this. The ones that go after me for the Haiden stuff and then spell Hayden's name wrong, like that cracks me
I
up,
love
because
that.
I get it. My name is Allie. It's Aly. It's weird. It's a weird spelling. But like, if you're going to throw down, if you're going to go to the mat for this 19-year-old boy that doesn't know you exist, spell his name right. Like,
You know,
I can't.
a couple weeks ago, I linked my DCMX Tools Instagram account to my DCMX Facebook account.
Mhm.
And really on Instagram, I don't get too much flack. You get a guy every once in a while. It's like, I'll just go to Harbor Freight and buy tool. Like, fine, go
Oh
do
God,
it. Like,
Harbor Freight.
they're
Even
less.
I know that one sucks.
Do whatever you want to do. I don't really give a shit. But the people on Facebook are a whole nother breed of people. Like, that's all they do is talk crap on
It's
Facebook.
boomers.
Dude, it's so
It's boomers.
Sabrina the other day was like, oh my God, you got all these people talking crap on Facebook. Like, you should delete their comments. Like, I'm not deleting their comments. They sound like idiots for one. They're like just exposing themselves for being dumb. And it's helping my algorithm. My engagement right now is off the hook. So
Me
bring it
too.
on. Bring it on.
Oh gosh, I love it. Oh my gosh. Well, hey, this has been a fun one, Dan. What have we got this weekend? We've got Millville, or all the bajillion other names for Millville. Spring Creek.
Millville.
Yeah. Martin Brothers compound.
We're
Kmart is the Grand Marshal.
We're gonna see the what is the Whoop Monster?
I feel like we haven't seen the Whoop Monster in years. Like, what? Did he die? Like,
No, I don't think he was there last year for sure. I think that was like, hopefully
so
it makes it
sad. Yeah. It's funny, my office, like the 3/4 of my team works out of the Twin Cities, and like the office is actually like south of the cities, and I mapped it and it's like an hour drive from my office to the track, and I'm like, could I swing this as a work trip? But I am going somewhere Moto related on Monday, and Dan knows, and I'm very, very excited about it, and you guys will see it. We've got some really fun projects in the works right now, but I will be out of town next week for something Moto related. So
podcasting stuff.
I am taking the podcasting stuff. Holy crap. I bought the big, huge Rodecaster. I'm looking at it on the floor. I got the Rodecaster Pro. That thing is so complicated. Oh my gosh. Like, I am totally embracing my grandmahood because I have been outsmarted by podcasting hardware. So
oh boy,
it's still on the box because I tried it and I got frustrated and I was like, we'll deal with you later. So
we can help you.
Yeah,
with it.
I will.
Easy.
Yeah. I plugged all the things in and then I was like, I just need to commit to it, but it's okay. So yeah, we're going on the road. You guys will figure it out early next week, but I'm very excited about it and we're going to produce some cool stuff out of it. But Dan, thanks for hanging out again today. Episode 20, Mr. Brock Tickle. So got one in the books.
Sounds good. See you guys.
Yeah. Bye.